Hello everyone, and I welcome you all to Finance Club NITR presents Crypto Quest 2021 in collaboration with WebWiz, Hack Odisha, and platform sponsor Rosto. You can already see I'm very excited. My energy is high because, as we all know, today's discussion is very thrilling. It's one of the newest form of investment or investment tools. Yes, you would have guessed by now. Yes, it's the crypto, and like we all have got understanding that it's probably a speculating market or something. Like we don't have knowledge what actually crypto is. And even now when I talk to experts or when I interact with any person who is even good at finance, they tell me only you can invest your party funds or something that you forget, you just invest and forget. Many even have a conception, many even have a pre-think, they have some pre-think notions that probably it has already run a lot, it has already given lakhs or lakh time returns, it will not be beneficial to invest. And crypto as in totally has been we have analyzed crypto as if it is something where we actually don't know, and it's just like put money and forget. So what actually it is, what's Bitcoin, what's Ethereum, why to invest in them, what's Cardano, and why basically crypto? We already have money, we have gold, we can purchase things, we can, like, why crypto? So to clarify all your doubts, I know like me, you will be also bubbling with a lot of questions. So we have the chat section, you can definitely put all your questions. So without any further ado, let me start and welcome our guest. So basically, so he is the VP Business Operations. He's a serial entrepreneur and a blockchain expert. So let's welcome Mr. Rashmi Padhy.
Hey, thanks,
Over to
Abhinandan.
you,
Thanks.
sir.
Nice to have be here.
Thank you.
Excited to see the young crowd being so excited about crypto. Good to see this thing always.
Same here, sir. So you can just proceed.
Sure,
Over to
sure,
you,
sure.
sir.
So today I was told to talk about basics of cryptocurrency, right? And the question I have a short presentation to share, and I'll talk as I'm sharing the presentation in general. Uh, Let me uh, see this. Okay. Just confirm me as you are able to see my presentation. I am not having control here, but yeah.
Yes, sir.
Are
It
you
is
guys able to
visible
see
now.
me? Okay. So let's start. So I'll follow this. I'll talk about basics of cryptocurrency, try to cover different aspects of crypto. At the same time, if you have any questions, if the audience has any questions, you can stop me and ask the questions then. Or if you want to have the questions towards the end, that also we can do towards the end as well. Okay. I am comfortable to take the questions both sides. So let's go to the so what I'm going to cover, I'm going to talk about basics of what's cryptocurrency, what's blockchain, the technology behind cryptocurrency, what are different cryptocurrencies and what are they worth. That's we'll talk about briefly. Advantages, are cryptocurrencies legal, and then we'll talk about altcoins, which is primarily the place where you mostly end up investing, and then some resources for you to go about and see how that goes. Right. So let's start this discussion, and probably if you can participate as well, that's awesome. I think broadly we know about this. It's a decentralized digital money. It's blockchain technology. Crypto refers to the cryptography thing over there, uh, and currency is currency, right? Uh, but when we talk about cryptocurrency, if I have to come to the basics, the very fundamental layer of basics of it, it is essentially what we talk about is it's a digital money or a form of digital money, right? And cryptocurrency is not the first time the form of digital money has come up. It was used earlier also, before Bitcoin happened. So why is that the current wave, or what we call as cryptocurrency, so important? And why was the previous attempts not really useful, right, or did not work out? That's the key point that we should be asking questions when you're talking about cryptocurrency. I think most of you might already know the answer. uh, what used to happen earlier, is like when you have a cryptocurrency or digital money, there was no proof that you are essentially not printing money in the air for yourself, right? Let's say I give you 100 rupees. Uh, I have a 100 rupee note. It goes down and it passes on to you. So my value of wealth goes down by 100 rupees. Your value increases by 100 rupees. But if I can print unlimited number of 100 rupees, so essentially I can keep on distributing 100 rupees outside, right? So that is essentially what was going wrong, because it was decentralized. No one knows you actually have that much or not, and you keep on printing digital money there. That is what used to be the biggest problem, and that was solved by what we call as blockchain technology, right? Now, at the core, blockchain is essentially this. You can think of it like a train with their bogies or cars in there, and each train has got, like you say, the data. There's a hash, and it's having a previous hash. So it records the previous one that is linking to, and that is what it is having, and the transactions data is stored. So it is a ledger of ledgers in a way, right? So what happens is, let's say I do a transaction, it is entered here. I give you money, that gets entered here. You give money to someone, that's entered here. So at the end of the day, if I say, hey, I have got 100 rupees I want to give you, they'll go to this ledger and say, hey, you never have this 100 rupees because you've already given to, let's say, Abhinandan. So I don't have that money anymore. So that is what it'll verify, and it'll confirm that the money is actually right. So, and because everyone in the nodes, or every node that is participating in a blockchain has the same set of data, it is hence you cannot really change the data yourself and say I'm good. Right? Everyone else has to also have the same data, and it's very difficult to get there. So that is essentially how blockchain was able to solve one of the most critical aspects of digital money, which is called as double spend. The example I was giving you earlier, right? I can spend the same money multiple times. That's called a double spend, and that's what blockchain was able to solve it to a large extent. Like with this concept of immutable chain of blocks, where all the transactions are stored, and anytime you want to do, you can refer to this transaction list and find out if that money that you're claiming is true or not. That's the technical aspect where I will stop. I will not talk much technical after this. Now we spoke about cryptocurrency, but I'll take a stop here before I go to advantages and what kind of cryptocurrency, why cryptocurrency we should be using, what kind of things. Let me quickly take a pause and see if anyone is interested to know a little more about the technical aspects of things. I give 2 seconds more. Abhinandan, is there anyone else? Wow, sorry.
We are just starting. So like probably people are joining, and I don't see like people are commenting something, but there are no much comment. But definitely, sir, you can you can just brief us about some technicalities if you want.
Okay.
Sir.
So if you have any questions, just then pause me. Okay.
Sure.
Let's continue with the next aspect, right? So we talk about cryptocurrency in general. So like any currency, like any form of currency. Now, I normally have a little bit of a concern about the term cryptocurrency. I think a better term to tell right now is a crypto assets, because this is the newest asset class that we have, and assets is a better definition of crypto versus a currency aspect of it. But that is how it was used initially. So we are continuing with that. So if you see that the first use case is asset transfer, there is a very easy, faster settlement. Now, let me talk about this aspect of faster settlements, right? Now, if you talk about banks, let's say you're going and doing a transaction on a shop, and you pay through a credit card or you pay through debit card or an UPI even, right? That goes to a payment gateway processor or bank's transfer. The actual money reaches the merchant in T+1 or T+2 days. That's the terminology used. Now, what is the T+1? That means on the day the transaction happened is T, the money will reach the merchant in T+1 or a T+2 days, not immediately. The same thing is actually there also for purchase of stocks that you see on the exchanges, right? Either if you're buying stocks through Zerodha or through any other these they are not exchanges but stock brokers or platforms, you get the stocks in a T+2 days. Actual stocks settled to your account in T+2 days. Till that time, you don't have that with you. Now, both in case of transfer of money or in transfer of asset like stocks, cryptocurrency is doing it real time, or the 10 minutes whenever you get the confirmation. That means it's actually settled to your account and you have it. It doesn't wait for that. It's the blockchain settlements that happen, right? So that is how it is very way faster, and the inefficiency in the system is a lot more reduced because of cryptocurrencies here. uh, I think most people are aware of what is how the transactions are anonymous or pseudo anonymous. Is because everyone can see the list. It's transparent that they can see the transaction happen, but no one knows who is the receiving party or the sender party, because you don't know the wallet addresses of each, because all the wallet addresses are unique. Yeah, yes. If people are kind of publishing the wallet address and you know that's you, then that's a different thing, right? That's hence pseudo anonymous, right? Now, it's lower fees, and I put a question mark over there because this is a common misconception or question which comes in basically when you begin, is like, how is it lower? Because we keep on hearing that the fees is really, really high. I think what we're talking about is not really the fees to do a day-to-day transaction, but to do larger settlements. If you see on the holistic form, the fees is actually very low. It takes about $1 to transfer $1 million from one place to another, without any banks, without anything in between. And that's where the business to business use case is really, really big. And this will eventually drill down or come down to the retail use to pay a shopkeeper and others, and that also the fees will be becoming really, really negligible then. I think the other ones we have already spoken. Given a brief, it's individual ownership, security, and unbanked. I will not touch upon these in general, but if anyone has a question, I can talk more about that aspect of things. Okay, and this is a question I like to talk about whenever I do this. Is, are cryptocurrencies legal in India? This is the number one question I get when I talk to people. Uh, is is what's the legal status, right? Now there are two parts to this. This came into limelight long back when a question was asked in the parliament, and Mr. Arun Jaitley said cryptocurrencies are not a legal tender. And that's what gave the perception for most of the people that because he's saying it's not a legal tender, it is illegal. Not legal, hence illegal, right? I think that's a very big misconception. Legal tender is something, a different concept, and illegality is a different concept. Let me put it this way: cryptocurrency has never been illegal in India. Never. There was a period when RBI passed a regulation asking banks to not support crypto merchants. Even then, cryptocurrency was not illegal in India. If you buy and sell cryptocurrency, you are not breaking any law. Legal tender, the concept is, if you go to a grocery store today and you pay 100 rupees in a currency, 100 rupee note, they are bound to accept it. They cannot say, no, no, I do not accept this currency. But if you go and give them a $10 bill of US dollars, they can go and tell you, no, I cannot accept this. This currency is not a legal tender. Even USD or US dollars is not a legal tender in India. Also, for that matter, if you go and give gold, they will not accept it, saying that, okay, I'm not going to accept it. You can give me cash, right? Either rupees or credit card or this thing. Everything they're taking in INR. In India, the only currency which is accepted as a legal tender is Indian rupees, either in form of digital, credit card, UPI, anything, or in terms of cash. That's the only legal currency. Others, now let's say I am having a shop and I say I accept cryptocurrencies. Does it make it me illegal? It doesn't, right? So, for example, if you see barter or change has always been there in India. You can buy a bag of rice by giving, let's say, a sack of potatoes, and both things will be also fine. That's a barter thing. Paying in form of cryptocurrency is also kind of a barter. It is not compulsory that they will accept cryptocurrency, but if someone is accept, it's not illegal. Same way, if you are buying cryptocurrency out from the market, or you're buying from an exchange and selling and trading, that's also perfectly legal. Uh, Now, what happens is if you do other things which is linked to cryptocurrency, which can get illegal, right? For example, let's say if you transfer money from India to someone in the US through the cryptocurrency route, and not declare it to the banks, that becomes on the gray area or the illegal side of things, because you're transferring money outside of India without really going through the channels. Or let's say you are trying to get money from outside to India again through these channels, that also becomes tricky. What also is illegal is like if you put money over there, you make money in crypto, and you do not disclose it as your earnings or profit to the government, that again becomes illegal or black money in a way. So avoid all these issues. Buy and trade in India, or if you want to trade in a foreign exchange, that's also fine. You can buy from India, transfer to a foreign exchange, trade it over there, bring the money, total money back, and show it there. As long as you maintain 100% transparency, there's no issues whatsoever doing cryptocurrency trading. And that's what the legal status also is. And when you are declaring your income, that goes under income from other business or other sources, and just pay taxes on the top of that. There is no short-term, long-term concept in terms of cryptocurrencies. I hope that that is clear now.
Sir, just a quick question.
Huh.
Like suppose when we are saying we need to declare or we need to say that this is means we are telling that we have to first of all inform directly. Suppose I am directly transferring my money to US on through crypto. Like if now the banks have to be told like I have transferred this and you monitor this, then ultimately the purpose why we have created crypto is getting wasted. Like we are trying to decentralize, but still we are trying to involve banks in this process. So like,
Okay,
how are
so
we
here are
solving this?
two things here, right? So while crypto is solving that use case of transfer of money outside, that is still a regulation under India because you are transferring INR and converting that to USD in the US, let's say, right? That is still a regulation under the government. Now, bypassing the crypto, the government regulation, because crypto is giving you that ability to do so, is not a smart way to do it. Because, see, you don't have to bypass crypto. I mean, let's say you use crypto for trading purposes right now, and when the regulations around transfer of assets or transfer of money using crypto comes in, then start using it. Till that time, if you start using it, it will become in the tricky area, and people or governments can start questioning on you that. Okay.
Sir, we have a
Now
question from
here is
someone.
one thing that you can do though. You can always say that I bought a property or not property. I bought a product. Let's say I brought this AirPods from someone. I paid in crypto. That's fine,
True.
right? Because you are bartering. You're saying I had an asset. This is another form of asset or a product. I'm exchanging these two. That's perfectly fine, right? Spending is fine. But if you say, no, I put it for investment, I transferred because I wanted to buy property over there, and the property is in my name. How did you transfer over there? I transfer to crypto. This shows up. Then it becomes tricky. And the RBI, ED, all of these start questioning, hey, how can you transfer this much amount, right? Now,
Sir, isn't that bartering also?
no, it is not. Transferring money outside of India is not bartering. It comes under multiple laws like FEMA, foreign exchange something. I forgot that name right now. So don't transfer money outside. It is a simple solution for this. Okay. Now, if you say that, okay, I put money outside for investment, it's in a foreign crypto exchange. You did some trading, got the money back, fine. You essentially did some form of business. Okay. Owning property outside, because there is a limitation, right? So you should not be able to transfer more than 250K or $50,000 per year, right?
Okay.
And that is checked by the banking sources to see that you're not going beyond it. Now, 99% of the people will not be having that much of money to transfer in the first place. It's not for them, right? It is for the 1% of people who want to skip the trail and trying to go there, or 0.1% out of this 1% who can afford it to essentially be able to do that. And that causes most of the challenges. In fact, on the crypto space, there was an analysis done a few months back. 99.9% of the transactions happening in crypto space is actually all legitimate. illegal transaction which has been happening and tracking is only between 1.12 at max is actually said to be 1%, but actually 0.1% is what was found out. That's how big it is, right? And people who have done these illegal transactions also get caught very, very easily because everything is transparent. You cannot move
Great.
crypto to crypto anywhere and not say that I was not caught. There has been people who have exposed and got arrested because they were dumb enough to use crypto to extort money, and that got caught by people. It's really not a smart way for illegal activities to be done using crypto. It's very, very transparent, available for everyone to see.
Then it's
Okay.
even better than what we are using the cash. Like even cash, we have that black money and all that. That
Yes.
problem is there, but this is also solving that problem.
To a certain extent,
Okay.
yes.
Yes.
So in the chat box, we have few questions from Satyam. So he's asking
Okay.
that one of the question is that the crypto is banned in many countries, and also we don't use crypto in any of our day-to-day transaction. How are we
Okay.
going to solve that? And he's also asking that crypto is not acceptable in commercial market, and crypto is being used in dark web. So you want to say something on this?
I just gave the example of dark web, right? 0.1% of all the transactions happening on dark web. And if you keep that as an example, I think 50% of transaction which is happening in currency or that INR is probably in the black market today, right? So which one is better and which one is worse? You just decide that, right? Now, even if it is happening in the dark web, it is trackable, and if not today, tomorrow they will get caught, right? So let me take the question of the other one. Like it is banned in many countries, right? The only country which has banned crypto totally is North Korea. No other country has banned crypto, so to say.
Yeah.
In China has not banned crypto. They have banned like mining. They have banned exchange.
Yeah.
They're saying that exchanges are not allowed. But people in general can own crypto over there. You cannot launch your own coin. All those things are there. There are various degree of regulations happening, right? Now, so
So,
that's
so
one
sir,
part.
can that mean that they're indirectly trying to control the crypto market?
So obviously, China is trying to control the crypto market. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And they have been, I think, having that policies in general. Now, there was one also question asked like, people are not accepting crypto, so why do you use it, right? I think that's where the common misconception comes in. Crypto is not a currency. Do not equate it with INR. Do not equate it with USD. The term currency is what is misleading people most of the time. If I change calling it from cryptocurrency to crypto assets, then a lot of these confusion goes away, right? Now, if I say stock market, let's say you have got a Reliance stock in your hand. Everyone knows Reliance, right? Can you go out in the market and start saying that, okay, here is a Reliance stock, uh, give me a bag of rice? They'll say, who are you? Go away, right?
True.
So crypto is like a asset class, and crypto assets is a better term to call whatever cryptos are there versus trying to call them as cryptocurrency. It has been something. So initially, when crypto was invented in a way, that was the first block was towards replacing currency. But I think now it has matured from that, and we have been hearing that Bitcoin is no longer a form of exchange, but of a store of value, right?
True.
And because it has matured enough to do that, right? And I'll give a small example. If you go back not 5,000 years, even lesser, you will find people were essentially using gold coins for trading, right? Gold coins were like as a form of exchange between people for their products and services, right? Today, you won't find anyone trading gold coins. They will be keeping it in their houses as assets. Now, is gold a currency or a store of value? It is a store of value.
Value.
The same way, whenever a new form of value comes in, hard cash, which is called as this, gold was a hard cash, crypto is a form of hard cash. You first start thinking of it as using as a currency, as a form of exchange, and then it slowly turns into something which is like a store of value.
Asset. True.
In the physical world or in the fiat world, that gold took about 5,000 years to move from a currency to asset class or to a store of value. In the technology world or internet, it took about 5 to 10 years to move from a currency to a value. That's where we are. Okay. Any other questions?
Sir, there is a last question. It is asking that that we don't have a physical presence of this cryptocurrency, and what will happen if someone create another currency and becomes popular? Then what will happen to the present currencies? And as the value is so volatile and it is so much fluctuating, so is it means a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah. So let me cover those questions maybe in the next part of my presentation as I
Sure,
talk
sure.
about
Definitely,
that.
sir.
I think crypto is not a broad stroke that you cover everything under one stroke, right? There are multiple aspects
True.
of it. Then probably I can, if this is not clear, then I can come back again to see if this question was answered then.
Sure.
Sounds good,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, cool. Let me start the sharing again. Oh, I think I did not share. Okay. I think so far good that no one is asking cryptocurrency is illegal anymore and trading. So we'll move forward from there. Now this is where most of the confusion comes in, and this is probably my last slide also. Okay. So now the confusion comes in that we think of crypto as one thing, and that one type of crypto is it should be it is being applied to everything else, right? Now that's not true, right? The first coin which was there was essentially what was Bitcoin, right? Now if I have to put it the other way, and I have given some examples over here. So what are the different types of altcoins? Now altcoins are essentially all coins which is not Bitcoin. That's how it is considered as. Some even say altcoins are all coins which is not Bitcoin and Ether. Now, obviously, the most two popular coins are Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? Now, Bitcoin is there what is the intrinsic value of Bitcoin? Let's say I have I'll call this. I can see this. I can feel this. I can do this. So the intrinsic value of this one is X. This decided by the centralized body that was Apple, and hence I am referring to that centralized pricing as what is the price of this product, right? Now let's say I take up let's say this is a piece of gold. What is the value of this gold? How is this gold value decided? Now the question to for is this, that is the value of gold pegged to let's say $50,000 because we use it as an ornament, or we use it as an ornament because the value of gold is $50,000? Which one is right? So if I put it this way, ideally there is no intrinsic value of gold. Yes, I can feel it in hand. There's a physical form. There's shape and size. I can cut it into different forms and shapes. But there is no intrinsic value of gold either. It is a perception or a value which another person is ready to pay for this, and hence the value is getting decided. Now, over a period of time, what has happened on gold is like their centralized body come up, either a IMF like International Money, or a World Bank, or RBI, and they are kind of holding and controlling the value of gold to a large extent today. So any form of asset which is there today is all centralized and all controlled, and that is where the concept of cryptocurrency came in, saying that this is truly something which is controlled or completely decentralized. No one owns this thing. Who owns Bitcoin today, or who owns Ethereum? To the extent I will even go and say what is the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum is also different from each and every country, each and every exchange today. You go to Binance, the price will be different. You go to Coinbase, the price of Bitcoin will be different. You go to WazirX, the price will be different. You go to Huobi, the price will be different. Every exchange has their own pricing. Why? Because it is truly decentralized. No one is controlling the price over here. So these are the concepts of what cryptocurrencies are made of, right? Now, this was essentially the start of Bitcoin, let's say. But you will not be only be trading about Bitcoin, or you cannot only be investing into Bitcoin, right? You need to have a broader view, and that is where altcoins come in. Now, altcoins can broadly be divided into these few types. The first format is what we call as utility coins, and we normally think in terms of utility, right? Why will we pay this coin so much value if we don't have the utility for that? There are some coins as utility coins, and given some example of exchanges as utility coins. BNB is a coin used in Binance. WRX is a coin used in WazirX. Now, in both these cases, the utility coin is really simple. Let's say you are giving the trading fees that you're having on Binance using BNB, then your trading fees is halved, and you can pay those trading fees. Why did Binance do that? Okay, that's a form of utility that they are doing, right? Same is the case with WazirX, WRX. Now, can you think of other utility coins over there, which are there in the market? By the way, BTC is not a utility coin, right? BTC is Bitcoin. I'm taking it outside. It's not even a new blockchain. It was the original blockchain, but then other came in, ADA, LTC, to a certain extent even Dogecoins, which are essentially having different blockchains. Now, what is the difference between blockchains and others, or coins and tokens? Let me put that. Coins are essentially those which are having their own individual blockchains. Like Bitcoin having a blockchain, Ethereum is having a blockchain, ADA is also having a blockchain, LTC is having their own blockchain, and these are all having their own blockchains. Tokens are like WRX or BNB, which are essentially forming on the top of an existing blockchain like Ethereum. You build it on the top of Ethereum, you use the same infra as Ethereum, and then that network is called as ERC20, and you offer tokens. It essentially rolls up to Ethereum at the end of the day in some shape or form. So that's called tokens. These are called coins, right? Now, there are some coins or tokens which are mentioned as privacy coins. Now, what happens in privacy coins concept? So most of the other blockchains, BTC, Ethereum, ADA, LTC, others, they are essentially very transparent. You can go and find everything from what wallet to what wallet it went to, what was the value of the wallet today, so on and so forth. That's not the case with Zcash or Monero, and there are a few others over there as well. Now, within dots, I want you to fill in to tell me which are those coins that you think in all of these. If you name a coin, where does it fall in these coins, right? You can give me that name later on. So privacy coin is essentially, you cannot track where did it go, how did it go, all thing is lost over there. So those are called as privacy coins. Now, here comes the next thing, which is more important, which is the level 2 protocols. I call them as, that's a different type of altcoin. For example, when you're trading on Ether, you pay a higher gas fee or transaction fees. And there's a lot of storage on blockchain is really expensive. Or the number of transactions that you can do on a single block is really low. So how do you increase the number of transactions? Or for that matter, the speed of transaction is really low. How do you increase the speed of the transaction? All those things are some problems of the original blockchain or the blockchains that are out there. And this level 2 are essentially building a layer 2 on the top of these blockchains and saying that, hey, I will, so Matic is saying I'll solve the gas fees because it's a big problem. I'll solve it this way. And I will leverage on the top of Ethereum, but I'll be solving this problem. So that is Matic as a level 2 protocol. Filecoin is saying I'll solve for the storage issues. And then similarly, there are many other level 2 protocols which are there, right? Other than that, there are a few other coins, which is called as some are called as fan tokens. Now, fan tokens are essentially many people have launched their own tokens, or players in the football have launched their own fan tokens, and that is something out there. Meme coins and tokens are something I call as these are shit coins in general. Meme coins, Dogecoin is a meme coin. Shiba Inu is another meme coin. There's some others. There are a lot of others, not just this thing of some others. There are a lot of others out there who essentially do not have any value. They call themselves community coins. They call themselves some other forms, but they are essentially meme coins and tokens. And the last form is something I call as a stable coins, which essentially has got a pegged value with, let's say, USD. There are a few stable coins pegged with USD. There are a few stable coins pegged with Euro, and other ones, right? A stable coins is not a investment form, but it's a holding thing in general. All these are essentially some form of coins, and there are more, and there are more and more use case on the top of this will keep on happening. Can you tell me what have I left out on this one? And I'm not mentioned. And one of the most popular ones today is something called as NFTs or non-fungible tokens. It is a token.
Yes.
Non-fungible tokens is also one form of a use case, or you can. It's not an altcoin, but it's a form of token again. And each and every NFT is you can say is an altcoin by itself. There'll be more innovation happening on the top of NFTs also going forward. But if you try to compartmentalize any coin that you're looking at, and this is what is important, right? When you're looking at an asset class, let's say stock market, you don't say that everything is a stock. Let's invest into stock market. We don't do that anymore, right? We say, okay, we'll invest into the banking sector, or we invest into the infrastructure, or we invest into the oil industry, or we invest into the tech industry, tech stocks. You think in that terms, right? The same thing is applicable in asset class and crypto as well. These are different types, and there'll be more. And you can pick and choose what are your forms, which places you like the most, and you try to invest there. Right? This is how you fundamentally try to understand the concept behind the technology. You fundamentally try to understand the value behind the crypto, and then try to take an investment decision. Let me take this decision, right? Or let me ask this question or explanation. Fundamentals, when you're investing into a stock market, you try to study the fundamentals of a stock you invest into. How do you study the fundamentals of a coin or a token or a cryptocurrency? Let me ask that question and see and hear your answers first. Like I said, this was my last slide. There are resources after this which you can share and you can copy these. But how do you find out the fundamentals of any tokens, of any coins, and how do you evaluate which currency to invest in or which crypto assets to invest in and which not to invest in? Let me leave at that and leave that with that question and ask you this out.
Guys, you can answer in the chat section.
Oh, now I can see the comments also. Okay, nice. Oh, I see there is a question from Satyam. The share price of Reliance is same in Grow or Zerodha, but crypto has different value in different platforms. How can I trust upon his values? So I spoke about this. Can you tell me why is that different value?
Because it is not controlled by anyone.
It is decentralized. It's not centralized.
Decentralized.
The share price of Reliance is one because it is centralized and it is being decided by one central body, or what is happening at that one central body, right? That is NSE. Zerodha or Grow or others are not exchanges that are deciding the price. The price is decided at NSE. They are essentially a trading application. If you see the terminology they use, they are not a stock exchange. Stock exchange is NSE. They are a trading. They are a stock trading platform,
Broker.
right? Or a stock platform in general, right? Now let's say Reliance is listed on one NSE and one BSE. Will both of them be the same value? Unlikely.
No.
Right? Now take this global and completely decentralize that. And that's what cryptos are or Bitcoin is. Right? The value, what you're giving is what you're seeing on the exchange and what people are ready to pay for that at that point of time. At a different point of time, the value would have either increased or decreased or remain the same. Depends, right, on how that stock is performing. By the way, I had seen one person who had asked me this question. I have invested into USDT. The value is not increasing at all. Is this a scam? So if someone can answer that question, that would be good. Why is that the value of USDT is that person not increasing at all?
Because directly linked to the US, like unless and until USDs are not increasing, how will this vary? Like I am telling my perspective.
Correct. So it is a stable coin.
True.
Not all cryptocurrencies are supposed to increase in value. Different cryptocurrencies have got different uses, right?
Sir, so that means can we create our own exchange?
Yes,
No
you can create
exchange.
your own exchange. It is very
Okay.
difficult to maintain that though. Anyone can. So it's a
So that means
decentralized world.
WazirX or CoinSwitch, these are their own exchanges.
WazirX is an exchange. CoinSwitch is not an exchange. Coins is an aggregator of other exchanges. They take the price from WazirX and sell it to the users, by the way. So if
Okay.
if Bitcoin is listed at 10,000 rupees on WazirX, they will go and sell it for 10,001 on their exchange and say that they are liquidity provider to exchanges. That's what they call them. So you can go and read the description also.
Okay.
They're giving so they are saying, okay, well, platforms or the exchanges are one. I'm building one layer on the top of exchanges, and I'll take liquidity from all of them and give to the users. That's my business case. They are not doing their own exchange calculations.
Sir, and
So
why
like
would anyone accept your exchange?
Sorry,
Sir,
can you
why would
repeat?
anyone accept WazirX as an exchange?
No, you don't accept. It's a decentralized world, right? You don't accept. You go to some other place to accept it. Whichever you're more comfortable with, right? I cannot come and say accept me because I am WazirX. I am India's largest and most trusted crypto exchange. You may not, right? But if you go to other ones, you will come back and say, okay, the prices of Bitcoin over there is higher than WazirX. Then say, okay, I'll go to WazirX. But then you say, oh, Binance is lower than WazirX. Then you try to buy on Binance, but you cannot take Indian rupee to Binance,
true.
right? Then you say, okay, let me take transfer Indian rupee to Binance. By the time you transfer that, the price of that would be higher than what is available on WazirX. So you come back, oh no, I did the
True.
calculation. Now WazirX is cheaper to me.
Yeah, true.
That is how the price is decided. The reason why the prices of all crypto is higher in India versus on Binance or a Coinbase is because the cost to take your rupees to those global exchanges is that much of value. You will pay that value either there or here, depends on what you want to say, and there is an arbitrage happening over there.
And so I find a common problem, like even like I am also investing minorly in also in this crypto world. There is a lot of difference in the bid ask spread. There is a huge gap in bid ask spread when I'm investing in like suppose not like not I'm not still not on WazirX. I'm on other platforms, but I find like the difference is quite like not huge, but still it's significant. So like, is it because
Sorry, can
the
you repeat which difference are you talking about here?
like the buying and selling value? Suppose if I want to buy it currently, it is at suppose 50 rupees, but I'm selling it, it's like 48 or 47. There is
No,
a
I
gap.
don't think that is the case in most of the exchanges. So this is a case where the exchange is not liquid, or the
Mhm.
exchange, it's not actually an exchange, but it's actually trading on some other exchange and giving it its value. I'll give an example. Let's say on an exchange on WazirX, we are selling it at 50 rupees, right?
Mhm.
And you are providing a layer on the top of it. What you'll do? You'll say, I will buy it for 49 rupees and sell it on this
Mhm.
exchange at 50. So I'll make that 1 rupee over there, or I will sell you at 51 rupees and buy it from here at 50, so I can make that 1 rupee over there. That is how
Okay.
these level two apps work on, right?
So
I'm
that
giving an
means
example of
on
51.
WazirX, if I buy at 100, then in the very next moment I can sell at 100.
So let me show you the WazirX app here, right? 1 second, hold on. I'm trying to find the window where I have opened WazirX. So have you ever gone and traded on an exchange yet? I'm not sharing my screen yet, right?
Sir, actually, sir, I have been doing this crypto on CoinSwitch, and currently my portfolio is down by nearly 40%.
Um, Maybe you chose the wrong ones, or maybe you did the wrong decision there.
Entered at a pretty high
I
price.
have started sharing my screen. Is it working? Huh, now it's working.
Now it's working.
Now let me show you this. This is the exchange, right? WazirX exchange.
Okay.
Now, if I come down over here, what do you see this one?
It is
This
a
is
sell
the buy
price.
price and this is the sell
Buying
price,
price.
Yes.
right? And if you see, it shows like there's a gap of around 8,000, 7,000 rupees,
Yes.
True.
right? And that is because what happens is the sellers are trying to sell at a higher cost. The buyers are trying to buy at a lower cost. Till the price is not met, these are the prices where it is not trading at all, right? But if you look at this trade history, you see which price it is trading. The last trade happened at 88095, which is close enough to this one, right?
Yes.
88096, which is again there. So if you this market is changing. This is 24/7. It always keeps changing. So if you see, this is the next trade which happened 094. It's very similar to this one, right? While the buyers are there keeping at this numbers here, but the trades are actually happening at this numbers here. See, got it right?
Yes.
That is how trades will keep on happening. So it can go. So here someone sold in bulk for a lot of things and covered a little bit of this thing. But if you see, the most of the trades keeps on happening over here. Got it right?
Yes.
So I'll give a smaller one. This is in lakhs, right? 36 lakhs 80,000. So it will obviously be in that much range. Let's take the market of WRX and INR. See this 99.09. The last trade happened in 99 rupees. People are buying in 99, and here also 99 rupees. People are there's like someone is trying to buy so many, but people are not yet ready to sell. See, 99.09 is something we are selling at right now. And these are all within seconds if you see this timing,
Yes. Milliseconds even.
right? And that is how it works, exchange works. So if
is
you
this
sorry, go ahead.
so you can continue. Is this principle of limit orders valid in all coins or only the stable ones like Bitcoin
No,
and all?
all coins. Limit order is essentially I want to sell, let's say, was a WRX for this much. See, if you see, I have got
True.
203 rupees here, or let's say I've got 6 WRX in my wallet, right? I can say, hey, I can sell. This is live production data. So let's say I only sell at 120 rupees, and I'll sell one piece over there, and I can place this order. Oh, sorry, I just clicked on something else now. I'll place this order. My order is placed here.
Okay.
So it will be showing up somewhere here that my I have placed an order of 120 rupees at this thing. I can place that number, but is anyone buying at that one now? People are only buying at 99.10. So obviously my order is not getting covered, right? So that is a limit price. So I can sell this, put this in, whenever it gets to 120, it'll get sold.
Okay.
Or I can also go ahead and place a buy order. Let's say in buy order, I'll say I want to buy one WRX, but I don't want to buy at 99. I want to buy at 90 only. I have got 203, so I can place a buy order also here. See, I've got two orders. One I want to buy for 90 and sell at 120. Is that practically possible? Yes, it is possible. How do I know that? You can go and check the chart over here. See, it was at 120 not many days back, right?
True.
Similarly, it was also 98 not many days back. So I essentially can can sell here, buy here, sell here, sell here, buy here. I mean, buy here, sell here, depends, right? What price I'm buying. It will keep on fluctuating up and down. So it was at near, let's say, 60 rupees, 65 rupees on 20th of July. If I bought at 60 rupees now and I'm selling at 99 rupees, I'll still be in a profit. Or sold at 120 or 130 rupees, I'll still be in a very good profit. But I want to hold on. I want to sell at, let's say, 400 rupees or other rupees. I can wait for the time. See, while we are talking, it has now increased from 99 to 99.19.
Yes.
That market is growing up. If the market
Yeah.
is crashing, it's on the negative turn, it will actually go down. right?
So I had a question. Like
Yes, let me cancel my
by
order 1 second.
by any way can we like control, like by we were saying we don't have regulations, that's why the market is so volatile, but by can any way we can like even if we are regulating it by some way, then the principle of decentralization is like I believe is getting vanished.
Not completely lost. Not completely lost. Let me put it that way.
But how can we like control? Like suppose we already have seen examples like Elon Musk tweeting something, like he's just tweeting something and the prices are like skyrocketing. And how can we control this? Like even if we see the basic purpose why this coin is being made, like we do the fundamental analysis. But if someone can just tweet and make the prices go high or crash the market, then how can we control this? And how
So
will
you
that
cannot
study work?
control it. You cannot control it. So you see, Elon Musk did the same thing for a stock market in the US, right? GameStop, and not just
Okay.
Elon Musk. Many people rallied together and did that on Reddit. So I mean
Okay.
that is a user behavior. How can you say that? Okay, I will not allow everyone else to buy a coin, or let's say I am launching a product. Uh, uh, let's say this paper, right? I'll say only my people who I want to buy, it is available all over the place, but they should be buying at this price and not at a higher price or a lower price. I cannot control that. Not everything is
True.
controlled. So that is what a centralized place like an exchange, NSC or others, what they do is if the coin value fluctuates more than 5%, they'll stop the trade,
Circuit breakers. Circuit
right?
breakers.
And they will like say,
Yes.
okay, I'm controlling it that way so that people don't get impacted. In a
Mhm.
decentralized market, no one is controlling anything. I think there's a interesting question on the chat. Will India adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender in future like El Salvador? Let me answer this. Someone was saying screen wasn't clear. I don't know which screen we're talking to, but yeah. Uh, Bitcoin as a legal tender may not happen in India or any of the larger economies that we know of yet. The smaller economies might take that risk and do that. But if you see what's happening after that, IMF is saying, I say you are doing this, it's very, very risky, don't do it. There are other bigger bodies saying don't do this because every country wants to have a control on the monetary thing that they want. Currency, right? INR or others. They want to print as many as possible. They want to take away as many as possible. But that's not the case happening when it comes to Bitcoin. And when the smaller countries are going over there, they are feeling threatened. It's going to take a lot of time before any of the larger economies will start thinking about making it a legal tender. That's not going to happen in the near future. And I don't think Bitcoin also is designed for becoming a legal tender. The function of a currency is inflammatory in nature. What I mean by that is, let's say you have got 100 rupees today, you keep it with you, and
Okay.
you are able to buy this with 100 rupees today. Now,
Yeah.
if you keep it with you for 10 years and you try to get that 100 rupees, you will not be able to buy this anymore because the value of this would have gone
Absolutely.
to 110 or 120. That inflation
Absolutely.
has come up, right? The reason this is required so that people do not keep money in their purses and in their houses, but start spending it. The more you spend,
Circulation would be there.
yes, the more you spend it, the economy increases that way. So, by definition, currencies has to be inflammatory in nature, not deflammatory, right? So you hoard things that will increase in value, you spend things that will decrease in value. So currency decreases in value, so you try to spend and get rid of it as soon as possible.
So can't this problem be solved with the help of Dogecoin, like something like Dogecoin? Because Bitcoins can't be produced infinitely, but Dogecoins can be. So like
So
if
Dogecoin is
that
a shitcoin. I don't talk about Dogecoin in general. That it has got so for the past 7 years, it has got no development, nothing happened. The reason why Dogecoin was invented is because the inventor of that said, "Hey, if people can buy the Bitcoin, I'll put a Dogecoin and have fun about it." And he launched it out in the internet, and it has gotten from there on. There is no
yeah,
intrinsic value. I mean, I will not say intrinsic value. There is no development happening. There is no future behind it. It is just for a means check, which is done.
no, I'm saying in the way like our USD has been being made like that or like something is used for concerning the value of USD. Similarly, a country can also make another coin of maybe in their country's name, and that can be controlled, and they can use that as a currency,
Yes,
and
that
that
is
can
what
also.
CBDCs are. These are called as central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. are essentially using blockchain as a technology to create your own coins.
Okay.
That is what CBDCs are. I have time for one last question. This is someone, I'll take the last one here. What is your independent and personal thought about the future of crypto industry? This is an interesting question. Let me put it this way. How many of you are familiar or heard of the dot-com bust?
Yes.
It happened in 2000, right? But before the era of dot-com burst, there were, like, for a period of 5 to 10 years, there were a lot of internet companies which came up, right?
Absolutely.
People are investing money and becoming millionaires overnight, right? People used to say, you put 10 rupees today, you will be taking out 1,000 rupees tomorrow. That was how it was considered, right? And there was a dot-com burst in 2000, and since then we have seen how things have moved, right? Dot-com burst was essentially before that period was essentially when internet in general was at infancy, and people were doing a lot of experiments on the top of internet then, right? But if you took a look at what was there in 1990s in the internet and what is there in 2021 in the internet in this 30 years, you'll see a sea of difference. Then you would not have seen that I can use a mobile phone and use internet over there, because the internet was in a box and cable and all those things then, right?
Yes.
What from there to here, how did we come there? In there, if you see, you had to had a really clunky telephone line which is really slow, and you have to wait for 10 minutes for a page to load, right? It will be a dial-up modem. I don't know how many people you have heard of, seen a dial-up modem. I have used it myself, where it will be tuck, 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 and it'll
Yes, we have also used.
one at a time, right? To the place where if you're taking up my mobile phone and my messages are not coming, and say, what's wrong with the internet? It's so slow, right? So all these happened because of innovation which happened on the top of internet. There were hardware companies which are building on the top of it, making sure that the hardware progresses forward. There were software companies like the likes of Microsoft and Adobe and so many things were dividing software to the people. There were companies like Amazon doing e-commerce. There are companies like Facebook which is doing social media. There are companies like Yahoo which is doing websites. There are companies like Google which are doing search engines. So many different use cases came on the top of internet, right? Where we are in crypto industry today is what internet was there in 1990s. We are moving from 1990s, and we are seeing internet in 1990s and what can happen in 20, 30 years. Think of it that way. I believe that India should not lose out upon this internet boom, which we lost out in 1990s and early 2000s. We have now the opportunity, students, everyone here has got the opportunity to grab it with both hands and start understanding what can you do on the top of this. Cryptocurrency or the blockchain technology has solved some fundamental problems, and that is what is leading to unlocking of more opportunities, unlocking of more avenues as we go ahead from here on, right? So this is where I would suggest that in the next 10 years, and I have been very vocal about this. I did not enter the blockchain industry now. I have been following internet. So I first came across blockchain in 2010 when Bitcoin was $0.92 or 92 cents. I did not buy that. If I bought then, I would have been vacationing in somewhere else. But I did not understand it then. I kept following. I understood it. I saw it going to $1. It came down from $1. Then I lost track. Then I saw it went to $10 or $100. Then it lost track again. So I have been following, and I understand technology, blockchain at its core. As techies, I would first say, go and understand what is blockchain and why it is so important. Understand blockchain at its core. Then pick up projects and see what problem these projects are solving for blockchain, and how is that going to go forward, right? Like I said, Matic or Polygon is solving the problem of gas. How are they solving it? They're publishing everything in a white paper. Go into the technical aspects, so study it over there. Then you can find more and more things over there and understand deeper. To book, I had given some reference. A book is called Bitcoin Standard. It's a standard definition for any Bitcoin. Blockchain. You have to read about. Read white papers of Bitcoin. A Bitcoin white paper, Ethereum white paper, or Ethereum was called as a yellow paper, I think. And understand and go through them. You have got time. You have got knowledge, you can go through each and understand deeper into those aspects now. And then you can say, okay, what are the problems? How can you solve them? Or what are the use cases? Why is NFT used right now? NFT is not something we started getting used now. NFTs has been there in the blockchain space since 2014. 2014 was the first time when NFT was launched. It's a use case on the top of blockchain. It's only now that people are getting crazy about NFT. But this use case was always there. The technology evolved and people could do it more easily right now. Hence, people are accepting it wholeheartedly. Right? So what problem is NFT solving? Right? Think over that. You'll find an answer for that. Why is NFT so important? You'll get that answer there. I think I will, like I said, I'll have a time for 8 o'clock is when I have time for, and it's already 8:02. I would stop here. I know there'll be a lot of questions. I see some more questions.
Yes.
But I cannot take them anymore. Happy to answer them. I think my Twitter, my Instagram are open. If you are guys on Clubhouse, then do come to Clubhouse. I keep answering questions on Clubhouse all the time. And yeah, that's it. I had a good time. Thanks, guys. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. It was really great, sir, that you gave us this time. And actually, everyone actually loved it. Although many people joined late, but still they were not that much late to grasp all the knowledge that you gave us today. And thank you really for your time. Thank you from Finance Club also.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
very much, everyone. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Bye-bye.